United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll have the organizational meeting at 10. Crystal, could you read the roll?
Okay, Councilmember Koboldi.
Here.
Councilmember Jackarusa.
Here.
Councilmember Mora. Here. Councilmember Gray.
Here.
Supervisor Esposito.
Present. Also present is our town attorney, Gerard Parisi. Okay, we already opened the meeting, so...
Before we start, can I just say one thing?
Yes.
As most of you already know, I've been pretty sick, hospitalized for about 3-4 weeks. And I just want to say that the neighbors here have been fantastic. People right here sitting at this counter have been to my house, have helped me, have plowed, have helped my tractor. And I tell you, there's nothing like the neighbors in the town of Princetown. And I, for one, am thankful, and I want to say that right up front. I appreciate everything everybody's done for me. I really do, because we couldn't have done it without them. So thank you.
In 37 days you were in, weren't you?
Yeah, close to that.
37 days. Well, hopefully everything's okay.
Well, hopefully I'm on the mend.
If you feel you have to get up and leave.
No, I'm good. I'll be fine.
Okay. All right, there's no privilege of the floor. This is just for the organizational meeting. Okay. Let me get this over there. And then read off to the other one over here. All right, legal counsel for the town board. Be it resolved that the firm of Parisi, Cohen & Secotio, PLLC, is appointed as attorney for the town for $30,000 per year to be paid monthly allotments. The scope of his work follows: attendance at town board meeting, review of bid proposals, contract, leases, deeds, and other legal documents, consultation with town board members and elected officials as it pertains to town legal matters. The scope of the work does not include any matters outside the preparation for attendance at the meetings described above, such as litigation, negotiations, or issues requiring more than normal effort and/or commitment of resources on the part of the law firm of Parisi, Cohen & Secotio for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Be it resolved that Supervisor Esposito hereby authorized to sign a contract for legal service provided by the law firm of Parisi, Cohen & Secotio, PLLC, for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
I'll make the motion, but before we vote, I'd like to just comment that, Gerard's firm has not raised its price on us in a long time. We're a tiny little town. We struggle every year with pennies, and I don't know if that's the reason they don't ask for more, but they haven't. And we should all, as taxpayers, appreciate the fact that they keep that down at a reasonable rate that we can afford. So for that, I'd like to thank the law firm. Thank you, Gerard. Not that you can't ever ask for a raise. You should, and we should give you one, and eventually we will.
I'm not concerned. Everybody here is easy to work with. Everybody gets along. There's not a lot of politics, and if there was, I've told you all, I'm not sticking around for it. So, the fact that you're all good to work with is part of it.
I don't bother you too much, do
You know, you don't.
So I've got the motion.
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Koboldi.
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora. Yes. Councilman Gray.
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito.
Yes. Okay. Legal counsel for planning. Be it resolved, the law firm of Parisi, Cohen & Secotio, PLLC, for a term to expire 12/31/2022, is appointed as legal counsel to planning board. Planning and zoning boards at a cost of $4,000 for personal what is that for people, for the planning board and and $1,000 for the ZBA and $1,000 for the ZRC to be paid monthly. The scope of the work is attendance at regularly scheduled meetings, review of agendas, resolutions, and any other matters that in preparation for such meetings. The scope of the work does not include any matters outside of preparation and attendance at meetings described above, such as litigation, preparation, and zoning issue requiring more than normal effort and a commitment of resources on the part of the firm of Parisi, Cohen, and Secotio, PLLC. Be it resolved that Supervisor Esposito is hereby authorized to sign a contract for Parisi, Cohen, and Secotio, PLLC for services rendered to the Princetown Planning Board, the Princetown ZBA, and the Princetown ZRC for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Assessor Assistant. Oh, resolution passed, excuse me. Be it resolved that Isla Mead be appointed the Assessor's Assistant at a salary not to exceed $18,080.
19,000. Right, is it 19 I got here?
Yeah.
We all on the same,
I got 19,380.
I got 19,380.
Oh, I got 18,080.
This was Sandy.
Well, it should be the 19,300 because I remember talking about this. We went through and did all those
Yeah, I remember
2%
that.
raises or whatever, so this sounds
Okay, what was it?
19,380. Want to get this way?
How did I get this one? Okay.
Did you need an extra copy?
Yeah. Sorry. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. I do have it on this sheet, I'm sorry about that. Maybe I should have read it from this one. Okay, resolution passed. Bookkeeper to supervisor. Be it resolved that Isla Mead is appointed the supervisor bookkeeper at a salary of $8,889 per year for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Or a second?
I'll make it.
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Nope, resolution passed. Okay, water clerk. Be it resolved that Isla Mead is appointed as water clerk at an annual salary of $4,386 for a term to expire 12/31/2022, reporting directly to the town board. Any discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Okay, town official salary. Be it resolved that the town be paid the salaries as set forth in the adopted 2022 budget. Town supervisor, $8,317. Town board members, each $5,478. Highway superintendent, $5,304. Town clerk, $32,644. Discussion?
Yes, I do have some discussion. And I say this every time this comes up, and I don't know how we can resolve it. I don't think Lou will let us resolve it, well, he's supervisor, but what we give the supervisor relative to what he does. I mean, literally, he doesn't even work for minimum wage. He's here every day. every day, that he puts hours in here that, like, none of us do. I mean, I wouldn't do it personally, I've said that many times. I wouldn't take the job at twice that amount. I don't know, I just don't think that's enough money. I do appreciate, Lou, all you do, and the town people should know, how much time you spend here for this, if you want to call this a salary.
Okay. Thank you, appreciate that.
But I do think in the future we need to raise that.
Any other discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Kristen?
Councilman Paul?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Newsletter appointment. Resolution passed. Newsletter appointment. Be it resolved that James Pavoldi be appointed as a newsletter publisher at an hourly rate of $16.88 for a total yearly budget not to exceed $600 and for a term to expire 12/31/22. Jim does put an awful lot of time into that, doing that. Thank you, Jim, for doing that. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Crystal?
Councilman Paul?
Abstain.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes.
Pass.
Resolution passed. Historian, we've got two people up for this. We got Loretta Coolin and Richard Daly, am I correct?
Yep.
Richard Daly. You have Loretta Coolin's would like the job, doesn't pay much, but for the year. Richard Daly, I know him, and I know he's Doug's neighbor, but he's lived in the town for 50 years. Is he was a Supreme Court judge, is that what you said?
Federal judge.
Federal judge?
Federal.
Anything else about him?
Yeah, he just retired and he's looking for something to do, and it's a good job for him. He's been here his whole life, basically. Lived on Quackenbush Road. Now he lives on Quackenbush.
Yeah, he's
He
got.
likes it.
Okay, so since we have two, we'll have to vote on, am I correct?
Well, somebody's got to make a motion for one of them. Either passes or doesn't.
I make a motion to appoint Richard Daly.
Okay, any other discussion?
We need a second.
I'll second for Richard.
Okay, Crystal?
Councilman Paul?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Water Commissioner. We've got Wes Blessing, who's actually he's acting as a water commissioner as it is. Although he hasn't been certified yet, but he is actually doing the job. I think that we should put him as the water commissioner, since he is in the process of doing it. Without him, I don't know what we would do. Like I said, he spent all day Thursday, up until 9 o'clock at night before they got that water issue resolved overnight.
What's the difference between a licensed water operator and just a water operator?
Well, the license has to be certified, and he's in the process of doing that,
Just regular?
but he had for,
No, Rick's got the license.
pardon?
Rick has the license already.
Rick has a license, so that we meet the requirements on that.
And Wes is in the process, so did you just say?
Yes, he's in the process of getting his license. He's actually doing the whole job, really.
I got another guy that's got a license too, if we need him.
Yeah, but we do need two, so that's why, that's what the state requires. So, I think that we should just appoint him as the,
Can we do that with him not having a license?
can we do that, Joe?
I think the license is a parameter
I
that
don't think so.
has to be met. I mean,
That's what we're waiting for something to be licensed before you
So
actually.
what do we appoint,
Commissioner.
how would we word that?
well,
This is for water operator, this isn't for commissioner. And you have Wes,
Yeah, we got him as an operator,
I think you're.
but he's actually doing the job. You can't appoint, I don't want to, really, Rick is,
well, the issue, the big issue really is, he's doing the job cheap, real cheap.
yeah, he is.
We're not paying him enough money. The objective would be to make him right, which means I have no problem paying him at the rate. I don't believe that we can officially make him a commissioner, because I don't think without the license, he has qualification. I have no problem paying him more, if that's the issue.
How much longer is it gonna take for him to get licensed?
I don't know, I have to talk to him about it.
Either one of these motions,
You gotta be a year under somebody else, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, and neither one of these motions mention commissioner.
Yeah, they all say just, I mean, the one says licensed
Licensed, yeah.
operator, but the other two just say operators.
I mean, the simplest thing without any dangling tails involved is if we say that we're willing to pay him at the higher rate. I mean, he'll have his license shortly, so really it's not gonna make that much difference.
Can we say this, that be appointed as the certified water commissioner? When he gets his,
No, I think you just gotta wait when he's.
You gotta wait till he gets it.
Yeah, when
so we don't, just don't appoint anybody to that,
he's a commissioner, no. You still have it on the next page. that's
Yes.
operator.
I mean, if the money issue is,
It's not the money issue that he cares about.
okay, I mean, because that we can correct without a lot of problem.
He really doesn't care about that, I mean, he's never asked for anything more, other than what they get. I know we're paying Rick,
Just saying, I'll let the report that
he's been doing, yeah. And, yeah, he's been doing the vouchers for the water department too.
I mean, that's like hiring somebody to, to be your driver, and the guy don't have a license. You gotta have a license in order to do the job, it's just that simple. So I don't think we can follow through this resolution.
I believe it.
But
There's
there's
no
no motion
more
for
water.
that. I don't even understand what we're talking about.
There's no commissioner motion here.
Okay.
That's for water operator.
Okay.
Does that match what we have? I mean, you've got.
Yes, it's the same thing. Right here, water operator.
What do we pay him? I know we pay,
So with the license, it's $25.50, without it's 19.
Yes.
1901.
Yeah, well, no, the whole penny's not.
All right, then we'll leave it like that, and we'll just leave it like that. Till he gets his license.
You'll leave the office open.
Yeah.
I'll make the
We
motion.
make the requirements anyway, because we do have a licensed operator here in Ray. So,
So like I say, if you need another one, I know somebody that's got the license too.
okay. Then we'll move on.
There's nothing to leave blank.
We're just not gonna vote on that.
But there's,
We're not gonna make the appointment.
There's nothing on the agenda for that.
For water commissioner.
I'm sorry.
For water commissioner, right?
right, we still have to appoint this licensed guy as a water operator.
Right,
Yes.
it's just, right now it's just the water operators, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't understand what's going on here.
yeah, so the motion essentially is to appoint Rick Rourke at $25.50 as water operator.
Yes.
That's the motion? Is
Yes.
that understanding?
Yes.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Water operators. Be it resolved that Gene Brusso and Wes Blessing be appointed water operators at a rate of $19.01 per hour for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Fire warden, be it resolved that Wes Blessing be appointed fire warden at an annual salary of $930 for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilman
Crystal?
Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Schenectady County Stormwater Management Liaison. Be it resolved that Gene Brusso be appointed county liaison for stormwater management at $16.87 per hour for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
the motion. Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Town newspaper. Be it resolved, the Daily Gazette be designated as the official town newspaper. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Chris, is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Town registrar. Be it resolved that town clerk Crystal Como be appointed as registrar at an annual salary of $109 per year for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Okay, resolution passed. Records management officer, be it resolved that town clerk Crystal Como be appointed records management officer for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Crystal?
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. FOIL officer. Be it resolved that town clerk Crystal Como be appointed the Princetown FOIL officer for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. FOIL appeals officer. Be it resolved that Gerard Parisi be appointed the town's FOIL appeal officer for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Deputy Town Clerk. Be it resolved that Deputy Town Clerk's salary is $17.48 per hour, not to exceed the budget amount of $1,420, term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
Who's gonna be the deputy?
Sandy's going to fill in while I'm out on leave, and then we don't have one because I don't think we're going to continue.
So it's Sandy.
Sandy.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Cavaldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Let's see, town hall hours of operation. Assessor's office, Tuesday and Wednesday, 9 AM to 4 PM. Building inspector, Tuesday evening, 5:30 to 8 PM. Water commissioner by appointment. Town clerk, tax collector, 10 AM. That is wrong.
Yeah, that's,
That's wrong.
yeah, it's, what is it, 9 to,
8.
is it 8 or 9 to 4?
It was always 8 to 4.
This is what Sandy reported to the Gazette for collection hours, so that she can be there in February while I'm on leave. So
She's got her in what?
those are the hours. that
But
she-
this is a resolution, once we pass this resolution, essentially, we're saying, these are the hours for town clerk, we can't change that.
Mhm.
So,
Sandy was always here at 8, left at 4.
yeah, we're gonna either have to reword this resolution.
I'm just gonna
I
put it-
understand your point with the Gazette,
Mhm.
so the public understands when
She'll be there.
she'll be there and available. However, for the purposes of this resolution, we can't have those hours in there, we certainly can't pass that. So either we have to change it,
Change the tax collector. Just cross that out.
It says online,
Because
Monday,
because the hours are already been posted on the bill.
it says online Monday to Wednesday, 9 to 4.
Yeah, those are Sandy's current hours. She does get her own.
Yeah.
For,
9 AM to 4 PM is what it says online for the normal hours.
no, but it was always 8. We changed that because of the COVID that time. And we put 10 o'clock because by appointment only, we didn't want people coming in when we had this all done, if we remember. But it's always been 8 to 4 that we've had it. If you remember when we did this, when COVID was first started, and they didn't want anybody coming into the town hall. So we
So we'll just go
changed
COVID
it.
hours then.
Those were the COVID hours. And then we did it by appointment.
so I think if we just say town clerk and leave out tax collector, can we do that and then put the proper hours
That's
in?
what I suggested, because it's already been in there. There was somebody here Friday or Thursday when they were putting up the gutters on the state police building. I was up here. Somebody came in and wanted to pay their taxes.
What are the tax collector hours?
It's on there, 10
Two different-
to 3.
10 to 3.
So,
That's correct.
That's what
Last-
Sandy said she's gonna do it.
last January, we had 9 to 4 in the resolution.
Those, as far as what Sandy's made me understand, she has done there before. She does arrive earlier than 9, which is,
So last year's resolution that we passed was 9 to 4.
For the,
For the
town
clerk.
clerk hours, Monday through Wednesday, correct.
and she's
Yeah,
always
so-
here at 8 o'clock.
Right,
But that's
but
her choice. It should say 9 to 4.
Yeah.
Like, people can't come here at 8 o'clock, they can get here at 9. So like, that's what we're voting on here is.
And the other thing is, I've got a policy over here that nobody works alone. So if somebody doesn't show up, we have to close the town hall. Isla is not gonna work here alone, and Carol's not gonna work here alone. That is definite. Just for security reasons, in this day and age, you have to have at least 2 people here. If somebody has a heart attack, God forbid, or gets hurt, falls, hits their head, no matter what it is, we have to have at least 2 people in this building at all times.
It says it's 9 to 4 too.
Yeah, so this should be 9 AM to 4 PM. Can we change it to that?
Well, Isla comes in at 8 o'clock.
Right,
Her
but
hours are 8 to 4. She works 8 hours a day.
that's
8 to 4.
that's her official hours?
That's what she comes in, 8 to 4. I'm not gonna change her hours 9
So
to 5.
The 2019 organizational meeting, it said 9 to 4. Like, it said 9 to 4 the last decade, is my point. It should be 9 to 4.
Now, didn't we always have 8 to 4, 8 to 4?
But I have the meeting minutes from the last 2 years. It says 9 to 4.
The fact that they come in earlier, I think this is the confusion. Both of them come in earlier. That's a good thing. It's good for us, it's good for the town people. However, it's not mandatory.
It is, because I am Isla's boss. I want her in here at 8 o'clock. She's got a lot of work to do, and she can't work here alone. Somebody has to be here with her. I'm not changing her hours. she has to be here. She works 8 to 4. And I'm not changing her hours from 9 to 5. I don't want anybody working alone. We've discussed this before. Nobody is to work alone in here. When somebody doesn't show up, the door gets locked.
Can you explain what I'm trying to say, Gerard?
It's clear what you're saying. In the past, it said 9 to 4.
9 to 4 is what it's been.
But Isla is in at 8. She can't come in here at 8 o'clock and work alone. I just don't want that, and that's my hours that I set for her. I set those hours for her.
And then you have change.
And she's not gonna work alone. I don't want anybody in this building working alone, and I think that's the consensus of the whole board. Nobody is to work alone in this building. I don't want anybody in here alone.
Are these,
Because just for the fact if somebody gets hurt, somebody falls, they have, anything could happen. I don't want anybody working alone, period. And that doesn't mean, like, they're told to lock the door and not stay here. I don't want anybody working alone. It's just a safety concern.
are these, is this motion supposed to be the hours people can come to town hall, or the hours the employees are supposed to be here?
Sounds
Could
like
be two
it's the
different
hours
things.
that people can come to the town hall, it's the
Yes.
hours of operation.
Which is why that one should say 9 to 4. Like
That's what
it has
Ben's
for the
point was.
last decade.
Ben has said, Ben's saying it's not saying like when the workers can come to work, he's saying that then when people are allowed to come in. Am I right? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, I looked at the meeting minutes from the last 3 years, and it said 9 to 4 for town clerk tax collector. Whether they get here earlier or not, I think is irrelevant to this.
But what I'm,
particular
what I am understanding what you're saying is these are just the hours of operation of when people can come in.
Yeah.
And the employees, yes, you know, the employees can come at 8 and get work done for an hour until people get here.
That's what they've been doing.
Okay, well that's, so this is completely different than
Yes, this 10 to 3 is like the old
Employees'
COVID hours or whatever.
hours working,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was
just-
understanding.
The last 3 years, that one, that particular line just said 9 a.m.
9 to 4.
Because that's the
All
time that
town hall
people
is
can come
open.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so technically, that's what we've had in the past, and that's basically the thrust of this motion. If we change that.
But this 10 to 3 is just like saying that people can come pay their taxes during
I
this
think that's why
time.
Sandy
Should
said
be
that.
switched
I think that's what it's saying, I
Right.
think it's just saying that
Right.
people can come pay, Sandy wants people to come between 10 and 3 and pay their taxes, but I think she'd still get here at 8 to do work.
Right, so
Right.
it should say 9 to 4 on this particular motion,
Okay?
like it has for the last
For,
decade.
for opening the town hall up.
Yes, I think that's
9 to
what,
4.
yes.
So the change on this motion is gonna be town clerk, 9 to 4.
And the
That
tax
line.
collector as well, yeah, town clerk,
You
tax
can
collector.
put tax collector garage, doesn't matter. The point is, that line has to be changed. Other than that, the motion is acceptable, correct?
Do you want them to read separately, or do you want them to be together, town clerk, tax collector?
It'd be all right together.
I didn't know if you wanted to keep tax collector 10 to 3, since that's what was.
Well, it doesn't matter. People, we advertise the time, word gets out. It's not that big a deal.
They come in, and again, like I said, there was somebody here Friday or Thursday wanted to pay their taxes. I don't know, must have got their bill right away or something. You know, they were in here.
Most people drop in the mail anyway.
No, that's where you're wrong.
Really?
That's where you're
They come
wrong.
in and pay?
They come in and pay. Most of the older people in the town go and pay their taxes in person.
Hmm.
A lot of them do. You know, I don't know what it is. I know my father-in-law, my mother did it. They like to go there and get the thing stamped for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I don't
I
know
don't know,
why.
I've never paid, my wife does all that. I don't even know how much ours are. But maybe she does. I don't know.
That's, you know.
So for the purpose of this
And they don't
motion,
read the tax, they only look at the amount.
so for the purpose of this motion, the only change we're making are the hours on town clerk / tax collector, 9 to 4. Once we make that change, the motion is acceptable, is my understanding that?
Yes. What time are you planning on coming in?
I was told it was 9 to 4, but I could come in at 8 if that's what was needed.
Yeah, because, like I said,
bigger
I have to
concern
change,
was that
I just don't want her working here alone.
And my bigger concern is during that time that I'm out, Sandy has only agreed to 10 to 3, which is why I think she wanted let the people know that she would only be there to collect. So to figure out outside of that time that she's not here, that somebody else is here with Isla.
Okay, because like I said, I know Carol, she's been out for 2 weeks
Yeah.
sick, but she comes in at 9 or 9:30. That's okay, you know, when she's here, then that's different, but I don't want her, you know, working alone.
So given the clarification on this motion, assuming everybody's satisfied, I'll make the motion that we pass
I'll second it. We're good.
with those corrections as we noted.
Is there any other further discussion? Is there, you made the motion?
I made the
Is there a second?
I second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray? Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Web Administrator. Be it resolved that Ronnie Edwards be appointed as Web Administrator at an hourly rate of $26.32 per hour, not to exceed $1,040 for a term to expire 12/31/2021. That's wrong. Should be 22. 2022. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Building and Grounds Administrator, be it resolved that Robert Burgess, be appointed Building and Grounds Administrator for the Town Hall and the State Trooper Barracks, including but not limited to mowing, weed eating, landscaping, basic maintenance, at $20.40 per hour for a term to expire 12/31/2022. He's been painting the building, as you can see. He just did where the printers are, and he's working on the other room to the left over here. He's doing that.
And we're lucky to have him. He does a good job. He's a good worker.
Yes, he is.
I'm thrilled that we have him, and unless anybody has an objection, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilman
Crystal?
Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Be it resolved that Nora Carnival be appointed to the position of Town Hall Cleaner at a rate of $13.26 per hour for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
Did we raise her salary last year?
Yes.
Boy, that still seems cheap, but, I don't know.
Too late now.
Anyway, I'll make the motion.
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. ECO appointment, be it resolved that resolution passed. Be it resolved that Ben Moore be appointed as dog control officer at an annual salary of $1,640 and will reimburse DCO for cell phone at a rate of $35 per month for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Might say Ben does a great job as our dog control officer. Building Inspector Code Enforcement. Be it resolved that Thomas Marini be appointed as Building Inspector and Code Enforcement Officer at an hourly rate of $26.94 for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Court clerk, be it resolved that Carol McLean be appointed as court clerk at a rate of $17.48 per hour for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Deputy court clerk. Be it resolved that in the absence of court clerk, the elected judge will act as his or her own court clerk. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Bumblebee?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Michelle has been acting as the court clerk for the last 2 weeks since Carol has been out sick. So she's already been doing that. ZBA chair appointment. Jack White asked that he did not want to be appointed at this time. For a reason, he wants to still be the ZBA chair, but he asked that he did not want to be appointed at this time because he has to go before the planning board or something. And I don't remember what it was, but I told him it wasn't necessary, that we could still appoint him. I don't see why we can't, can we?
I mean, he's got a right to go, have a plan reviewed by the planning board. He's not, just because he's on a board doesn't mean he's loses his right to.
That's what I said too, but
I mean, there's a conflict, I suppose, but he's not voting on it, so what's the conflict?
I don't,
So you have the right to go to the planning board if you want to do something.
that's what I said too, and so what's the point in that? If he doesn't want it, he doesn't decline it. ZBA chair appointment, be it resolved that Jack White be appointed ZBA chair with $183.60 stipend per meeting case and an additional $80 per additional meeting for same case not to exceed $1,224 per year for a term to expire 12/31/2022. They didn't even meet last year. They had no meetings at all.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Bumblebee?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. ZBA stipends, be it resolved that each member of the ZBA receive a stipend of $222.92 per member per year contingent on ZBA holding a meeting for a case. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Bumblebee?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. ZBA secretary appointment, be it resolved that Nicole Morrow be appointed secretary to the ZBA at an hourly rate of $16.54 for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Bumblebee?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Abstain.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Appointments to zoning review committee for 2022. Be it resolved that Paul Hasbrook, Doug Thorpe, Jack White, Michael Grippo, and Cindy Matthews be appointed to the ZRC to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a
I'll
motion?
make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Bumblebee?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. GRC Secretary appointment, be it resolved that Nicole Morrow be appointed Secretary of the Zoning Review Committee at an hourly rate of $16.54 per hour for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? I'll second. Crystal?
Councilman Bumblebee?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Abstain.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Planning Board Chair appointment, be it resolved that Carol McLean be appointed Chair of the Planning Board for a term to expire 12/31/2022 at an annual salary of $5,423. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Bumblebee?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Planning Board alternate appointment, be it resolved that Jennifer Blessing is appointed to the Planning Board as an alternate for a term to expire 12/31/2023. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Just to be clear, the 2023 is not a typo, that is
Pardon?
correct? It says 2023, that's not a typo, it's correct?
No.
Okay.
No, they're 2-year appointments.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Planning Board Secretary, be it resolved that Nicole Moore be appointed Secretary of the Planning Board on an hourly rate of $16.54 for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Abstain.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Planning Board stipend. Be it resolved that each member of the Planning Board receive a stipend of $92.82 per meeting. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. PAC Chair, be it resolved that Greer Pomeroy is appointed as the PAC Chair at an annual salary of $214 for a term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Be it resolved that David Canetti is appointed as a PAC member for a term to expire 12/31/2025. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. PAC member, be it resolved that Pierre Guntier is appointed as a PAC member for a term to expire 12/31/2025. Discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
What was the name? You said, I got David Canati.
That's the previous
Oh,
one.
that's the previous one. Okay. I don't know if it, okay, gotcha.
I'll second.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. PAC stipends, be it resolved that each member of the PAC committee receives a stipend of $112.50 yearly. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Videographer, be it resolved that Ben Moore is hired to the audio and video tape each regular town board meeting and as needed at $100 for the first hour and $25 for each 15-minute interval. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Bowles?
Yes.
Councilman Jackarusa?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Be it resolved that 58.5 cents per mile be reimbursed to town officials for the use of their personal vehicles on town business per New York State Controller. I think that's a federal rate too.
I think so.
Is there discussion?
Discussion, yes. 58.5 cents is pretty good for mileage, and I encourage people that use their vehicles to certainly collect that. I will say this much, and I've mentioned this again and again, Lou, I don't think Lou's ever
Never put
filed
it
for a dime, and he travels, he's got a big truck, a 1-ton truck, he travels all over for us. He goes to Albany, he goes to meetings, I've gone with him, I've seen weeks where he's put on huge numbers of miles. Again, he never charges the town, that's up to him, but the town people should be aware of the fact that our supervisor does a lot more for us than he gets paid for.
I'm not the only one that doesn't charge for the mileage.
No, you're not.
Nick Moore, senior, never did. And he
But
used
you
to-
put a lot of miles.
I do too, but Nick never has. Anybody that's ever done anything for the town, I would say 95% of the people don't charge the town for for the,
I don't think I've ever put it.
you know, and like I say, Nick uses his own equipment, comes over here and does work, so,
Yeah, he's in a whole nother stratosphere.
so,
So I will make the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Be it resolved that all utility, phone, insurance, credit cards, and posted bills are prepaid to avoid penalties. And wait, I don't even have a cell phone for the town. I use my own. I know everybody else does here too on the town board, so. Discussion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Special committees. Be it resolved that the following committee chairs appointments are made. Recycle Day, Drew Pomeroy, Zoning Review Committee, Jack White. Unified Communication Council Member Pavoldi and Supervisor Esposito. I know Jim is doing the Unified Carrier. He always attends those meetings. I don't think they've had a meeting in a while.
We had one a couple months ago. We had to pass the budget.
Yes,
So,
and
and that's mandatory, you gotta show up for that one.
And I think Nicole attended one meeting and you couldn't attend it.
Yeah.
She did.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
I
Yeah,
know
they,
that this 9/11 dispatch is up to $16,000 a year now for the town. That's our share that we put in. Quite a bit, but,
been a lot of improvements too, though.
yeah. Okay. Any? All right, did we have a motion on that?
Not yet.
No, is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Town board meetings. Be it resolved that Princetown Town Board will hold its regular monthly meeting on the second Tuesday of each month, 7 p.m., 165 Princetown Plaza, Schenectady, New York. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Filing a financial report, be it resolved that the supervisor and/or his designee is hereby authorized and directed to prepare and file with the town clerk the annual financial report within 120 days of the close of the 2021 fiscal year and direct the town clerk to publish the necessary legal notice. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Town board meeting policy. Be it resolved that cell phone usage will be prohibited by town board members during all town board meetings. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
No.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. NBT Bank as a depository. I don't think I have to read all of that. It's the same as last year's. It's just where we do our banking. Discussion?
Yeah, but given no discussion, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Be it resolved that the town board schedule the audit meeting for Tuesday, January 2022 at 6 p.m. before the regular town board meeting. The town clerk is authorized to post the necessary notices. What date did you want to do this on? What day are you available?
The next meeting is the 11th, right? So would we meet at 6 on the
Do you want to do
11th?
it before the meeting?
You're not going to be here at that meeting, right?
No.
didn't have it ready or something last year.
Did you hear what he had to say? Because he has to do the audit for, the report.
Any permission on
And he usually does it at that meeting.
But I can be here without, for you guys to be here, it's gotta be public. I can be here anytime.
Okay. All right, then we'll, at the January meeting.
I'll just coordinate with Michelle.
So we're gonna come an hour early January.
Yes. What's the date on that?
The 11th?
The 11th? All right, be resolved that the town board schedule the audit meeting for Tuesday, January 11th, 2022 at 6 p.m. before the regular town board meeting. The town clerk is authorized to post the necessary notices. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second. Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jacques?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Before we adjourn the meeting over here, we have a request from one of our residents. They want to use the community room for January 15th. We haven't been letting it out. I want to know what the town board wants to do with its, Ethel would like to use it for her family party.
Okay, yeah.
What day is that? Is that?
It's on a Sunday.
Okay, so we don't have employees here that day.
No, we don't, but we haven't, we had a policy that we weren't gonna let the community room out any longer. Do you wanna change that so that people can use it again, or you making an exception?
He did that with COVID, right?
We did that for COVID, yes,
So I thought.
correct.
I also recall it was being left in disrepair every time. Am I wrong about that?
Well, we had a couple times.
That was
That was
Girl
Girl
Scout.
Girl
That
Scouts.
was the Girl Scouts, right? That's why they don't come anymore.
I mean, I hate to see it not get used. The problem is, who cleans it? We clean it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to clean it, somebody's gonna have to come in and, they clean it up, but somebody.
How many people does she expect?
I don't know, I don't know how many she usually has.
15, 20?
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, it's a weekend, nobody's here.
It's on a Sunday, but one of our employees said that, who's gonna disinfect the ladies' room and do all that? We're gonna have to bring in our cleaning lady after the meeting, or after what they use to clean it. She comes in on a Sunday, usually in the morning, to do the cleaning. She'd have to come in on that date, so it wouldn't cost us anything extra. The question is, do we want to let it out? It's up to the board.
Let it out.
If you guys are okay with that, what are the gathering rules anyway? Are we allowed to have people? Are people allowed to?
Pardon?
Are we allowed to have people in here right now with COVID, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so. if the
I mean,
rules are
we let it out for years. And it's a nice little perk for somebody that's in town. It does put a little strain on us because of the cleaning, but,
It won't be though, because Nora comes in on a Sunday in the
Yeah.
morning, so she would just have to come in after how long does it usually last? 3, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't know, my inclination is to just say, go ahead.
I'm okay with it.
Ben?
Whatever you guys want to do, I don't really have an opinion, one way or the other.
The only thing is, are they gonna, if we say yes, what if they go and the governor shuts everything down, which looks like it's gonna happen then?
Well, I mean, we can, obviously, our options are open at that point.
I mean, we could say yes, and if something happens and everything gets shut down, we're not allowed to do something like that, it's a government building.
I thought in the past you had like a policy with certain rules and regulations, who could use it,
Yeah, we
Town
did change
resident,
that,
what
because I
hours?
had to be town residents.
things like that, so.
For their
If you're gonna do it.
Because what was happening was, somebody was coming in and saying it was for them, and they were using it for somebody else that wasn't a resident. And they were just getting the community room for nothing.
There was a deposit, I thought.
Well, if they're not town residents, yes. If you're a town resident, we had it for free, right?
Yes.
But Ethel, you know, we're talking about Ethel here.
Well, somebody else
Yeah.
will come, then it's gotta be for everybody, whatever your policy is. Doesn't mean you do it for a person.
No, but I think our policy, if you're a town resident, is you can use it as long as you pre-plan it. You have to go through the clerk and schedule it.
So she can use it, is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
I don't really see a major issue. I think not letting her use it will create more angst and anxiety than actually letting her use it, even if we have to clean afterwards. And, you know, Ethel's well-known and well-connected in the town, not that that makes any difference, but
Okay.
Does there need to be a town official here while she's here?
Pardon? I
Does there
can't.
need to be a town official here while she's here?
No.
no.
Okay.
How's you gonna get in?
Sandy here, it's gonna be Crystal gives the key. I don't know, you go there?
I think we did a couple times.
I would assume your insurance covered it, so somebody should check. I don't know if they took that off the policy when they stopped letting people use it.
No, we didn't take it off. No, we didn't. As a matter of fact, the only time we increased it was when we brought in the Vietnam Wall. We had to add additional insurance to make sure that, because we didn't own the land on the side there, in case somebody got hurt. If somebody got hurt inside the building here, then we did increase the coverage so that if somebody got hurt, we wouldn't be liable, because we had so many people coming in and out of the building and using the land. Now we own the land, thanks to the county again.
But going back to the time when we built this building, you know, part of what we did was we built that building, we built that roof for those reasons. And then we had the COVID and we couldn't use it, but eventually we need to start getting back to normal, that's my philosophy.
I certainly hope we start getting back to normal, but it certainly doesn't seem so right now, the way things are going. All right, so that's it, yeah.
I would put a resolution on the January meeting for your policy for use of the town building for residents. I can write something else then.
Okay. All right. Nothing else, so be it resolved, the town board adjourns the 2022 organizational meeting at 2:06.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Bowman?
Yes.
Councilman Dr. Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, board members. Thank you, Crystal, for attending this.
You got a town email?